Welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, aka the internet's most passionate wine program. Mott, you're looking tremendous. It is a beautiful day outside. I'm on my way to Western Pennsylvania, 3-hour car ride. Gonna get a lot of email done, and we've got a really neat show. It's neat. But first, I'm going to do the massive, huge announcement of the day. I'm coming to your home for Thanksgiving again. Like last year, the biggest secret pack ever made and sold. We're going to do it again. We're going to try to do it, announce it right now so we can get, I was looking, I was like, oh man, Thanksgiving's not that far away, so I better start building up the information. A secret pack is coming your way. 4 wines, $78 on sale retail. We're going to do the whole pack for $74.99 and free shipping, because Mott, we want to be with your grandma, we want to be with Auntie Sue, and we want to be with your cousins as you guys sit down after maybe the main course. Sit down, come over. Lions, Titans. That's gonna be like 11-0 versus 0. Oh no, 10-1 versus 0-11, because the Jets are gonna sneak in there next week and beat them. But 4 great wines, really interesting. Love for you to drink them while you're having your Thanksgiving dinner. They are picked out specifically to go well with the normal foods of Thanksgiving. Then turn on WineLibraryTV.com and watch me do it with you. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you check it out. Free shipping, good price, 4 wines, 75 bones. Maybe we'll stick a green wristband in there. And I'm excited about that. So pick up your secret pack. Mott, link it up, baby. Link up your t-shirt, too, because we got a couple laying around. I want to see, some people are looking to buy Christmas gifts, so let's link up the Link It Up Mott t-shirts, too. Just to, why not, right? All right. Doing a very interesting episode today for me. Oh, by the way, if the Jets win, I'm not going to shave until Thursday. And if the Jets win, I'm not going to shave again until they lose. That's at least 10 days. Then if they beat the Titans, we could be off to the races. I want to match your beard, Mott. So you can see the really sexy 5 o'clock shadow today. I mean, let's be honest, Mott. I look tremendous. I'm a little gorgeous today.
Not bad.
Appreciate it. Wines are coming that are in front of me. The wines on today's show represent something I did for a very long time, my friends. For basically 7 years nonstop, buying and tasting wines. And when a salesman came to you, they'd really have a mix of different wines from all over the world. We've been very themed for so long. Hundreds of episodes. If you go back in the archives of Wine Library TV, I did a lot of mixed shows. It was kind of like where I came from. So today we're doing just a flat-out mix show. This to me feels like a good salesman from a nice, wine company with a good portfolio would bring some clever little wines, Gewürztraminer, this wild blend from the Rhone I'm going to tell you about in a second, and a Cru Beaujolais. And you can see it's last, a Beaujolais in front of a Rhone wine, but we'll get into that in a second. But that's how it rolled. You would taste wines from different places around the world, and you wouldn't taste like 5 Gewürztraminers in a shot. You'd taste like a Gewürz, then, Rhone, then a Cabernet. You'd just be all over the place. It was a lot of fun. It was a great way to expand your palate. I think it's a lot of fun to taste wine that way, and I highly recommend more people thinking about going that way. I think it's got a lot of value. First wine, Mott, the 2006 Lucien Albrecht Gewürztraminer Reserve. Small little winery, $16 US, 90 points wine spectator. Gewürz, meaning spicy in German. Traminer is a small town in South Austria. You combine them, and where Gewürztraminer came from, you combine them, and there you go. It is known to be a spicy white wine. It is an absolutely great pick for Thai food, German fairs, light food, potatoes, great with Indian and spicy foods of that nature, and always used this time of year in Thanksgiving. Jean Albrecht is one of the great owner winemakers in the Alsace, $16 US. Even though it's Vinny Testaverde's number, it's a very nice price point for a Gewürztraminer. Gewürztraminer is now, almost 20% of all of the grapes planted in the Alsace. It is a major varietal in the Alsace in France. 6,500 acres are planted to Gewürztraminer. 29 million bottles, Mott. 29 million bottles of Alsatian Gewürztraminer pumped out each year. Great golden color. One of the more food-friendly white wines, totally overlooked. Dying to think about how many of you have never had a Gewürz, and I'm excited about this. Great color. I mean, just oily, like viscosity type golden. Looks a little like urine. Definitely does. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. Extremely aromatic are these wines. I feel like I just sounded like Yoda. Really interesting. Mott, I want you to smell it. What I'm getting from here is a very interesting, I've been waiting to use this term. Pretty aromatic, right? Like sugar cane, little mango, a little peach juice coming through. I think peach juice is, right? Peach juice is the real big component here, guys. I also think that what I'm getting here is May Blossom. Yes. I've been dying to use that. I've read it through the years in white wines with May Blossom. I went out and smelled a lot of May Blossom, and finally, it's come across in a wine on the Thunder Show. I got it in a white wine from the Alsace actually like 6 months ago and was crushed that I wasn't doing Wine Library TV because I knew it wasn't part of my repertoire. But finally, May Blossom has hit the Thunder Show. May Blossom, peach juice, little sugar cane, mango as well. Let's give it a whirl. Be interesting to see how many people know who this character is. Let's stay put. Very perfume-like on the palate, but just gorgeous white peaches. You know, like, how about those smushed peaches? You ever see them? Like flat peaches? I get a little bit of that component. Peach juice pouring out. When you've eaten a really ripe peach, and just like, it's all over you. I get quite a bit of that. May Blossoms hitting wildly. Lots of spiciness coming through. Ginger, raw ginger, just biting into it. Get a lot of that component. I also get a very lively sensation and flavor profile on the finish of cinnamon. Cinnamon-covered peaches, my friends, is what this wine is all about with a little bit of ginger juice. Very solid white wine. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. It's a different experience. I also have been kind of off the Gewürztraminer bandwagon, and I'm just saying to myself, why right now? Why have I been kind of missing out on these great white wines? Let me give it one more shot. Really like this. Ma, this is a whirl. See what you think. I don't think you've ever had a Gewürztraminer in your life. So we're expanding Mott's palate right now. Great balance, high acid on the back end, guys. So wine will last for 3 years. Drinking great now. I think it's going to get even better. Tremendous, once again, like I said, with foods. A great white wine alternative for Thanksgiving with a dry bird. Your bird is dry. And just really interesting stuff. I really like the complexity of this wine. I'm kind of taken aback of how good this wine is. And I think it's really rocking the house. I think that the Wine Spectator did Wine and Spirits, 90 points. I think they really rocked it out. I'm going to agree with them. I think this is a 90-plus point wine, actually. And at 16 bones is really bringing thunder. I'm a big fan of it. Real big fan of it. And I think that this is a white wine that a lot of people should check out. I'm very impressed. And I'm enjoying it quite a bit. Very good. Good start. Yes, I will buy 3 cases of that. That's what would happen if I was in that scenario. Good wine. What did you think, Mott? You liked it?
I liked it.
It's good stuff. Now, this is a wild wine, my friends. Just absolutely wild. This is called Little James Basket Press. The package is just phenomenal. You've got to just spend a little time on this. This wine is rated 89 points by Robert Parker. It comes from St. Combs, which is a really great producer of Rhone wines, Chateauneuf de Pape, things of that nature. Luis Barreau is the owner of this winery and is one of the great producers in the entire Rhone Valley. This wine is 89 points, Robert Parker, and it is $10 US. And when this came in, probably with the dollar was much softer, so this could even be with a corrected dollar, which we're starting to see more in the country, in the world, let me phrase that, being maybe an $8 or $9 wine. I mean, 10 bones, Vin de Paille, just a blend. What's so fascinating about this is he does this in a Solera style. What does that mean? He keeps pouring new vintages on top of it. So these are in big vats, field blend, just random Grenache, Syrah, Carignan. I can't get any information of what the varietals are, but classic red, grapes, Cinsault, Carignan, Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre. I'm sure they're all in here at some sort of level, and they're picked and just thrown in. This is 50% 2007, 50% other vintages. So wine can be in this barrel, grapes fermenting that are or aging that are going back to 2002, 2003, just a field blend, classic old, hundreds of years ago style of winemaking, but it's a very fascinating kind of project. Will people adapt to this where they know every year, every vat, every time it comes out? I guess the biggest thing we're going to go by is this little number over here to figure out what time it came from, because I assume as this sells and he bottles it, next year's 2008 will be 50% 2008 and then 50% other vintages. And so it becomes a math formula. All you mathematicians, this is a wine for you. I'm excited to see what this is. Parker really went bonkers over it, so I'm excited to see what happens here. A Rhone field blend. That's what it is. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. Wow, very poopy on the nose. I get a really nice little barnyard component coming through. There's some plum coming through, dark berries, a little cassis action as well. Very tight nose. I'm trying to get a little bit out of here, but not much coming through, but I definitely get a little bit of a Calmanor. Meets a little dark fruit, black currant really is leading the charge here. Let's give it a whirl. I wanted to mention on Lucien Albrecht wine, I'm a big fan of Munster cheese as a standard basic cheese. I think it's kind of just workmanlike, lunch pail kind of cheese. I've always found that I've kind of been meh about it. I liked it, but it wasn't doing anything special. But when paired with Gewürztraminer, it became one of the great little wine and cheese pairings I've ever done. So I wanted to give you that little tidbit because I care. All right, let's get back into this wine. I get a lot of bright cherries. I also get a hint of lilac coming through, which I like. I also get soap components on this. A soapy, chalky kind of I think of a caricature being molded into a bar of soap that you sell, like He-Man in the shape of a soap, and you buy it because, that's what they do, marketing, merchandise. I get a little bit of that kind of component, like that violet-y, lilac-y kind of soap caricature kind of thing going on. I get a really nice mid-palate, which I like, that is coated by kind of fungus, kind of like a mushroom component, which I think is kind of neat. But bright red fruit coming through on this wine. This is real wine, which I like. The finish is quite soft, and it kind of disappears on the palate at the end, and that kind of throws me off. It's a nice drink. I think Parker went high on it. For my palate, this is more of an 86 plus. But it's very solid red wine, and it definitely is more intriguing and more exciting than a huge majority of the $10 to $12 wines I've had from many places in the world. Are there Côte de Rhônes I like better? Absolutely. Is this solid and has a place at the table as a Wednesday night wine? Definitely. I think there are some people who'd like this wine a little bit better than me. The disappearing makes it a little bit lighter than I like, but it's got some good fruit. It's well made. 86 plus, 87 is where I want to go with it. I think Parker's a little high, but at $10, a value from Europe with the dollar-euro conversion thing. Not a bad effort at all. Good, solid pizza wine. I think the Gewürztraminer is much more inspiring, but this is not a bad effort. I'll pass on this. Thank you for offering it to me, but maybe you should find a place to pour it by the glass, is what I would have said. They would have really liked my comment about pouring by the glass. Anyway, kind of a toss-up wine, heads or tails, depending on how business was and how much space I had, if I would bring a wine like that in. But obviously, it's flying out of here because of the 89 Parker component of the equation. And let's move on. Potel Aveyron, 2005, Moulin à Vin, Via Vine, Old Vines. Now, this is a Beaujolais, from one of the 10 crus in the Beaujolais, made from 100% Gamay. Now, Moulin à Vent is also the French word for windmill. So it's the Windmill Vineyard, 90 points Wine Spectator, $21 US. Pricey for Beaujolais. If you are not familiar, or more or less, if you are familiar with Beaujolais, Beaujolais Village, this seems like a very high price point. You have to understand, Moulin à Vent is widely considered the top cru in all of Beaujolais, and is more often compared to Pinot Noir, lighter style Pinot Noir, from Burgundy than it is to its Gamay counterparts within the Beaujolais. Moulin à Vent wines tend to be similar to the wines of Chenas, which are also an area, a cru in Beaujolais. These wines are very serious and can age to about the ballpark of 7 to 10 years. So they're very serious wines. Nobody out there on common knowledge would think that Beaujolais can last for 10 years, but these wines regularly have. I did a very extensive 1996 Beaujolais cru tasting about 6 months ago that blew my face off, that really cemented to me that these wines easily age for 10 years. Now, Nicolas Potel is the guy who is involved in this project. He's one of the great producers in Burgundy. Rhone is probably his partner. I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you, about that. What I find interesting about this, Mott, take a look at here. Another little tidbit a lot of people forget or don't know. A red Burgundy wine. Beaujolais lives within the Burgundy. Got that, Mott? I think that Nicolas Potel, the winemaker here, is extremely talented, and these wines have been inspiring in the past. I've not had the 05. Viavine, they also have a level above this in the mid-20s called the Exceptional or something like that nature. They take these wines very serious. They don't think of the Beaujolais like the Beaujolais Nouveau, like ha-ha Thanksgiving stuff. They think these are some world-class wines, and I am of the opinion that these Beaujolais wines are some of the most value-driven wines in the world. Because of the ha-ha, we've been able to get cru, top-of-the-line stuff from Beaujolais for 20 bones, which is very exciting to me. $21 US. Let's give this wine a sniffy sniff. Gorgeous nose. I get beautiful strawberries, a little hint of rose petal bouncing through my nose, which I like quite a bit. I get a little bit of like strawberry Twizzlers action, strawberry jam, strawberry shortcake, strawberry on strawberry. This is a strawberry play, my friends. I get also a very tiny hint, besides the rose petal, so it's strawberry rose petal. But I do get a little like cream ball, you know, like custard, like, you know, like cream puffs, are they, right? Like little balls and there's like cream inside. So I get a little cream puffy thing going on here. Aged in oak probably, so that's where I'm probably picking it up on. I'm very fascinated by this nose. It's quite seductive and delicious. And when it's seductive and delicious, and now it's almost picking up like a beef jerky component on the nose, which is really starting to excite me. Guys, this is one of those noses, bouquets, aromatics, that is worth probably a third of the price. I'd pay $7 to smell this wine for the next 7 to 10 minutes. And I'm not kidding. A little beef jerky feel, really nice. Let's give it a whirl. I mean, if this holds up to its bouquet, this is going to be really fun. Let's give it a shot. Crazy silk. Crazy silk, guys. Just very smooth. This wine drank like butter. I mean, just luscious, explosive and silky and smooth, right down my tongue, like just the most gorgeous thing that ever touched your mouth. Beautiful, very floral, tons of rose petals coming through. The roses have totally overpowered the strawberries. So in the first quarter, it looked like the strawberries were scoring at will from downtown. It was all strawberries. But now, third, fourth quarter, when the games are won, on the palate, it's a lot of rose petal action. I mean, this is like going up to a rose and eating it. I'm serious. Because you also get the bitterness of that flower on the tannins here. Firm back-end tannins. They come in right at the mid-palate and travel with you throughout the finish. This wine is very serious. Again, clearly a 3 to 7 to 8 year wine where it's going to start opening up and becoming more complex. This does have more like Pinot Noir qualities to it. Sitting on my hands because I don't want to do this anymore. Really luscious fruit. Just gorgeous. I'm now getting drenched in heavy layers of cranberry on the finish. great tannins, rose petal, strawberries, and cranberries are the absolute palate of this wine. 4 to 7 years. I would love to have this wine with some nice pork, with some sausage, and bratwurst. You know, I just love to have it comboed with that. I think that'd be fantastic. Throw a little bit of a sauerkraut component into this wine, and it would be gorgeous. Put it away or drink it now. I would say about an hour decanting. This is a substantial bottle of Gamay. If you've never had real Gamay, then you need to experience it. My one friend a long time ago about Gamay said it's like women. It's like, because I was 22 and I was dating 19-year-olds, and he was like, when you date a 38-year-old woman, then you'll understand Gamay. And I'm starting to kind of, though I never will, because I'm happily, phenomenally married, anniversary in a couple days, I'm starting to understand as my friends start becoming in that age, there's a different sense. Real Gamay compared to Beaujolais Nouveau is a totally different experience, my friends. And I'm sure I'm using it from my perspective. I'm sure all the ladies out there watching the Thunder Show can say the same about boys, because boy, there's a big difference between a 21, 23-year-old man and, and a 35-year-old or 23-year-old boy and a 35-year-old man. So I get it. It makes sense. I'm intrigued. I'm liking this wine. I think the Wine Spectator went low, once again, because there's a barrier for wines like Gewürztraminer and Riesling and Beaujolais, and that should be changed. I think they should be looked upon on a global level. I think they went grossly low. I'm going to go 93 plus on this wine. This is one of the better QPRs that we've seen on the Thunder Show, and I have a feeling that people are going to go out, hopefully try this wine, explore it, because this is sensational wine at a very fair price that completely rocked my palate right now. Sir, I'll take every case you've got. That's how I would sum this up. That was fun. I like that. I like this format. We'll do that again. Question of the day. Taking a train ride on Thursday, so I have some time to maybe read, answer emails. So I guess this would be a perfect time. We haven't done this in a long, long time. If we got to hang out over a glass of wine, what would be the question? What question do you have for me? I'm always asking you guys questions. So fire away. What's your question for me? You! With a little bit of me, we're changing the wine world.